Happy New Year from the Three Brothers property. It's Willis over at the 10 Hit Kid, and we hope you had a great New Year's Eve.
Let's try that again, take two. Hey, what's up guys? It's Willis at the 10 Hit Kid, your favorite adventure nerd. Back out here at the Three Brothers property. We're gonna go in and build the back wall for the tiny home. We came out last week because after we built the tiny home, it had stormed the next day, and so we came out to check and see if it was doing all right. So now we're back here today, and we're gonna head down there and we're gonna start building this back wall. And I don't know how far I'll get today. I'm definitely gonna mock it up. I'll go and show you where all the rocks are gonna come from, and I'll probably just start off by hauling all the rocks over to the build site, and then at that point then I'll start to get into building. I'm gonna start a fire and throw some dogs on the fire and eat some lunch out here today too. So stay tuned for all of that, and we'll see you out down there in the woods. Once again, we appreciate you checking out these edits. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching this through the Facebook app, if you wouldn't mind liking it through the YouTube app, that way it'll help out my algorithm. If you get around to it, share these videos with some friends and family, and that way I can get my numbers up. But the wind's blowing and about to knock over my camera, so let's get into this video. Here we go again. It's your favorite adventure nerd, Willis at the 10 Hit Kid. Let's get into it. What's up? We came back down to the property. We came down to see how well the new shelter did last night. We had some really big storms. I'm sorry, I'm looking over here. You can see the shelter off in the distance. And at the moment, it actually looks like it's still standing. You guys probably can't see it on the camera, but it looks good. I'm gonna go see if it was very leaky, which it probably was, but maybe not. So let's head over there and we'll go check it out. Looks like she stood up to it nicely. It looks as good as I thought. Good as I remember. I think it's probably a good time to get the fire going. It's probably 46 degrees out. It's gonna be a high of 54, but not quite there yet. So let's get a fire going, throw these dogs over, and get something cooking. Next scene. Relatively dry under there. That top chair had some water in it. That seems dry-ish. No, the bottom's kind of wet. But we knew. The wind did kind of blow it around. We'll keep working on that. I think we're actually going to put these underneath the lip of the ridge line, so we get a little bit better water flow off the top. For the most part, it looks pretty good though. Structurally, it did all right, I'd say. Found some of these leaves off the top of the piles. That one's actually pretty wet. I'm gonna use these to start off a dry area so I can start my fire on top of that because the ground's pretty saturated. Okay. I use this thing to kneel on. And I brought some trash, some paper towels from my Culver's trip yesterday. This lower stuff on these little pines are kind of dried out. They grow from the top, and so the bottom stuff kind of dies off, so they don't have to waste energy growing green on it. And so it's a pretty good way to collect dry kindling when everything else is pretty wet.
Look at all these rocks. We're gonna take these rocks. They're scattered all over the side of this hill. I'm gonna take these rocks. I'm gonna build up the back side of the A-frame, and hopefully that'll create a nice wind barrier, and as well provide some mass for the fireplace so that it can kind of absorb some of the heat that the fireplace is putting off and will radiate it back out to the shelter. It's kind of like the deer sanctuary. This is where all the deer bed down, and I think it'd be cool to, if you wake up in the morning and there's deer around you or something. It's gonna sound crazy. I want to come down here with a leaf blower and like blow all these leaves away from this spot so we can have just open dirt like this. I think it'll help cut down on the bugs and the ticks traveling through here to get up into these trees. And then I'm gonna put tick killer and deterrent around this whole area. We're gonna keep this video rolling and make some lunch and sit around the fire, heat up a little bit because it's a little chilly out this morning, but we're loving life. We're out here doing it. That's what it's all about, is getting out and having fun. Cut a little bit of a notch, see if that'll help us break this log. Find the V of 2 trees, throw your log in the middle there. Not log, but stick. Use the leverage, snap it. It works. These gloves are cut-proof gloves, so, you know, I don't know how well they work to not cut, but I mean, that's pretty good, right? Pushing down pretty hard. Pretty good. Lunch is served. Lunch! It's served! Come eat it! Come eat this lunch! Alright guys, I'm gonna get into lunch here. I'm gonna relax in front of this fire and heat up, warm up a little bit, and then we'll take a walk down through the woods here and go check out the hobo lean-to. It's maybe 100 yards down that hill, so we'll pop through the pine trees and go check it out and see how it fared in the storm last night. Got that stove down there now. We'll see how the rain guard helped keep the water out from the chimney or the smokestack, and go see how everything fared down there. But for now, we're gonna shut the camera off and get into lunch and relax a little bit. So we'll see you on the next shot. Oh man, all these rocks, we don't have to take them too far. It's gonna be nice building this back wall. Now where are we going? Cut through here a little. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to the meteor site. The weirdest place on the property. Grass barely grows. You see how long it is everywhere else, literally. Just doesn't grow in here. We got all these geodes all this quartz, all this sand right here that you see on the ground, it's all shiny quartz. It's the weirdest place. There's a little half chunk of geode. There's a little geode. Fun place. See how swampy? It's just swampy, collects the water and holds on to it. Let's go squeeze through here, make our way over to the hobo lean-to. Hey guy. Yep. Totally lost my rain flap. Where would that have gone? Huh. Oh, there it is. Yep. And the table's even standing still. Yeah, that's nice. Let's check the inside of this fireplace. Yeah, definitely got some water in there. This is where we're gonna end it today. We just came out to check on the shelters and see how everything held up with that big, strong windstorm. The windstorm was strong enough it took the power out at my house, so I was wondering how this stuff was gonna hold up. And being tucked in the trees like it is, it really holds up well in these storms. And I'm happy with this little hangout spot. That spot up there at the top of the hill is good. It's your favorite adventure nerd. We appreciate you checking out these edits. Willis at the 10 Hit Kid. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. We'll see you on the next one. Later, guys. Wall of our tiny home, and we're gonna start here and try to just build up rocks. We want a heat exchange. We want some mass behind this fireplace, so when we do burn in here, it'll keep the wall up and help radiate some of that heat off. And we'll build the wall up, get some clay out of the river, fill in the holes, and make sure the structure was still standing, which you saw on those earlier clips already, but it still looks good. Definitely needs work. We need to cross over these panels, and we need to put the panels underneath the grip hand, or the whatever, this bridge cap. I don't know. We'll see how high we can get this wall before it becomes unsafe. So we may just do a half wall with the wood, and we have some more metal panels that we can put in the back here. We got some art. We're gonna put a window in right here, and we'll see. We'll just get started on it today, and stay tuned. We're gonna grab a bunch of rocks. That one nice and easy. All right, check these out. Found something pretty cool underneath this rock. Those are cool looking. Bunch of ants. You can see their larvae, their eggs. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. Just, you guys keep thriving. Don't mind me. These rocks out here are like icebergs. Only 10% of them are sticking out of the ground. Look at that big bad boy. Glad I'm packing this hammock in every time now. Much needed place to rest, get off your feet after you carry giant boulders. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Pro Image Sports Colorado. You can go find them on Instagram or TikTok. Let's go ahead and go get started on this wall. We'll see what we can get started today. So you saw the rock was on the fireplace, too much weight, started pushing it over. So I moved it over, placed it in this corner spot, cover up that corner, just wedge it in there. Holding up pretty nicely. I don't want to push on it too hard because I could probably just push the whole structure over, but I think that's anchored pretty well. Not too much pressure on the building. And we got a tree behind it. Wedge a couple things in here so it doesn't want to move backwards either. And let's get back into it. Go grab some more rocks, fill in this spot. Look at that big rock. Look at that big thing. Damn. Good thing we left this water in the cache because I forgot to bring some. Yay. Here's to John. Thanks for your forward thinking. I won't lie to you, my biceps feel like I got a good workout. Kind of worn out from this. But you can see it's working. All this looks fairly precarious, but pretty tough. We'll fill in the holes with little rocks and clay like I had said, but this is a real good start for me. I think once I get Jonathan out here, one of us can be bringing up rocks while the other one's stacking, or vice versa. I actually had to take down a big chunk of the wall and rebuild it, so we'll see how that works. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to use this big rock. We might just put it out here by the fire for, you know, some kind of table or just a place to kind of set stuff. We'll clean it up, hit it with the broom, get it cleaned up, set it out there. Who knows what we're gonna do? I have no clue. I'm rambling right now. I'm pretty worn out. We're about to sit down for some lunch. Probably, I don't know how much more I'm gonna build today. Stay tuned and we'll bring you along for the edit. We appreciate you checking these out as usual. I'm gonna sit down and we'll grab some of this Angus links and peppers. You know, as per usual, it's just an easy, simple thing to cook over the fire. And typically these sausages or whatever are pre-cooked, so just in case, I don't even know what I'm talking about. That was fun. Bunch of banging around going on down here, huh? But yep, food's nice, simple meal, protein and vegetables. Once again, Happy New Year's. We appreciate you checking out these edits. It's your favorite adventure nerd, Willis, over at the 10 Hit Kid. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. This is where we're gonna leave you. We appreciate you checking out these edits as usual, and we'll see you on the next one. From us here at John's Getaway, we appreciate you guys. Let's get out there, let's have some fun. Take care of your forests and parks. Make sure they're clean for our next generation. We'll see you on the next one. One last look at the wall, half wall.